Epic Duel Time is brought to you by Merrimack Games and Comics. Check them out on Facebook and visit their site at merrimackgames.com. What's up YouTube, Evan from Epic Duel Time here. I am doing a video for you guys to kind of summarize some of the new cards that have come out in the Number Hunters set. This is an interesting set because it's one of those in-between sets where it's not quite a large full release of Yu-Gi-Oh! But it's also not like a little promo or anything. This is kind of how I word it to people as a catch-up set. It's something that gets us caught up on a ton of cards that aren't quite good enough to be like tin promos or any kind of promo or like TCG import for a set. But because there's such a volume of them and they're related, a lot of them pertain to the Zexal show. And they were promos or little odds and ends added to things that for the OCG that they were getting and we just weren't. Like new Chronomalies, new gimmick puppets, and we simply weren't getting the cards. So we imported them all in the set. We also got some TCGs, which are kind of cool. Again, this set isn't anything that blows my mind or is particularly impressive, but there's a couple cards worth mentioning. So that's what this video is for, just to mention some of the cool stuff. And if I missed over something, please feel free to mention it in the comments on why you think it deserves mention. Nothing better than having some discussion about these cards and these sets that come out, especially when they're not major releases. So we'll get to the obvious one, number 74, Master of Blades. It's what seems to be the last big rank 7 we're going to get. It's a psychic one, 2 level 7 monsters, of course, and he's Earth. During either player's turn, when a card or effect is activated that targets this face-up card, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. Then you can destroy one card on the field. What's so important about that is that you can leave this monster on the board, and it can't get stolen from you from a big eye, and if they summon Dracossack, it's going to be very, very hazardous to go ahead and try to blow it up. They're going to lose cards doing it, and it's not going to be quite worth it, because it negates activations. He's not exactly a card that you want to get into like a firefight with, when it comes to that, no pun intended, on the end of Dracossack. He's also cool because, you know, even down to things like Priestess can't get over this naturally without like a spellbook of power. So if she targets him with her effect, she's going to get negated and destroyed and another card on the board. So this is any card that targets this card whatsoever is going to destroy it. And it really rounds out this trio that it's forming with Dracossack and Big Eye. The problem of Gaia Dragon and Abyss-Gaios not being in that like, you know, inner circle of rank 7s is Abyss-Gaios requires water monsters, and that's not very easy to get. You need to use titles to do that. And in Dragons, or be playing Mermail, which obviously if you're playing Mermail, you're running 1 to 2 of it. But also, Gaia Dragon is just really good for attacking those tokens, and its piercing effect, and not being a Big Eye. And not being Big Eye and not being Dracossack. So Master of Blades really stands apart as its own monster, and you use him for his own reasons, and he's an excellent Xyz monster. He had kind of a dicey price tag the first like couple days that this set was like pre-order and everything. People were looking for 45 for him. Right now he's already dropped down on some of the major sites for 25. I think this card's gonna go down a little more to 15, 20. If we see its use, you know, if there's another deck that really utilizes rank 7 the way Dragons did, I don't think we'll see one. Then maybe we'll see this card spike up again, but I highly doubt it. I think Dragons are really going to be one of the last big rank 7 decks that pushes that rank as hard as it has. The next card I want to talk about is Box of Friends. This card got super hyped because of the way Konami talked about it on their site, and then it's actually quite disappointing what ended up being the truth about the card. Konami kind of revealed this card saying, we have a card called Box of Friends. And they didn't say it was a spell or a monster or anything. And they said that it summons 2 monsters, didn't say normal monsters, with different with attack or defense of 0. And we were like, oh wow, that'll be great. We can just crank out like Cyber Valleys, and Cyber Valley is an awesome card. and you can crank out all sorts of cool, like, 0 attack or 0 defense monsters. And then they revealed this, and yes, it does apply to all the things they said, but it's just really a letdown. If this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon from your deck 2 normal monsters with different names whose attack or defense is 0 in face-up defense position. You can only use the effect of Box of Friends once per turn. Monsters special summoned by this effect cannot be used as synchro material monsters, and also they are destroyed during your end phase. It's disappointing. It doesn't have speed. It doesn't really have that same direction that things like Rescue Rabbit Tour Guide do. So it's definitely not the next broken card. It's already pre-ordering for about like $4 or $5. It's not the next broken card. And the problem is that if you're using it as a defensive solution, we're in a format where we can summon like 3 and 4 times per turn. It's not going to do much. It doesn't set up for a lot of great plays. Now, if we get a card out that says like summon one level 1 monster and destroy it immediately as soon as it hits the board, then we're talking, because we have cards with direction. But I think we need more support cards to make this a real direction-based card. It's neat, it's nifty, no doubt, but nothing really impressing me. It might be a card to pick up a play set of and hold on to for a little bit. Pick them up in like as just little junky trades, and get them just to hold on to them. But I really don't see this card developing anytime soon. If any card were to upstage Master of Blades in this set, it would definitely be number 85, Crazy Box. Its main reason for being so impressive is that it is the first rank 4 that requires 2 materials that has 3,000 attack. It's generic, and it's dark, and these are all really important factors. We didn't have a ton of dark. We don't have a ton of dark rank 4s. We have like Black Corn. I think we have like a couple like exclusive to archetype ones. But this is really interesting because it gives decks, and every deck that can make a rank 4, which is many decks, access to Eradicator Epidemic Virus, which obviously is a very important side deck choice against spellbooks. It has many effects. I'm not going to get into them, but it's a very impressive card, and it's actually cool to see in the set. Even as someone who plays spellbooks, I think it's still cool. Next is a card I really wanted to talk about. It's Blue Mountain Butterspy, and I'll talk about why I think this card's neat. It's level 4, Dark Warrior, and it says cannot be normal summoned or set. When you normal summon a warrior type monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. This card cannot be used as a synchro material monster. What I find really impressive about this is that it has synergy with warriors in a different way. It's like Kage to Kage, but as a warrior for warriors. So it stays really tight, and especially where I'll get to it later, but we have a new rank 4 warrior monster. But also, this combos really well, and I talked to Dan L., who obviously a member of Epic Duel Time, and he's a huge fan of the Nobleman archetype, and he said this might be kind of nifty for them. It need to be looked at, but it's definitely something interesting that it's a card that continues plays, and it's dark, which means you have the working of light and dark monsters that kind of are always able to play off of each other in terms of chaos cards, and we have some new chaos support coming out later on. So it's all very interesting. I think this card is actually pretty cool. Next card I want to talk about is number 63, Emoji Soldier, mainly because he's a rank 1 that only requires 2 materials. Most rank 1s we see require 3. The only 2 ones that have 2 are this and Slacker Magician, I believe. And unfortunately, this card's not what I want it to be. I want, like, for rank 2, we have, for aggressor monsters, we have really Daigusto Phoenix and Shining Elf, and I find that those monsters actually really bolster very well for rank 2s. Those are very balanced, strong rank 2s. Daigusto Phoenix being an incredible rank 2. And Gachi being a really strong defensive rank 2. Really stays on the board. You don't have to commit a lot to it. Shimoji and Slacker, you do have to commit a bit to them because level 1s aren't as easy to pop out as level 2s. There's fewer monsters to do so. And most thus far have been, rank 1 at 3 materials, and it's just not, their effects are a little lackluster. This one's actually kind of cool. Obviously, 0 attack, 2000 defense, and you can only use one of his effects per turn. You detach material and use one of his effects, and it's at the start of your opponent's next standby phase, each player draws a card, or each player can gain 1,000 life points. And those are pretty cool effects. Just something to keep on the lookout in case any deck comes out that really like pushes level 1. Next, Comics Hero King Arthur. This card's actually pretty cool. It's another Warrior Xyz, which adds to our already pretty tall list. The main ones being Heroic Champion Excalibur and Blight Armor Ninja, which also have heavy offensive effects. This one actually has a defensive effect, which I think is pretty cool. If this card would be destroyed by battle, you can detach one Xyz material from this card instead. When you do, it gains 500 attack, and if it does, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So there's a burn effect, a boost effect, and a survival effect, and those are all one effect. A very, very excellent card. Really, it stays on the field, and the cool thing is, like, if they have a pretty big monster, you can just ram into it, take a tiny bit of battle damage. He doesn't die, and then you're bigger now. And you're burning them. So that's pretty cool. I do like that. I think that'll definitely see some play. And I guess everybody has been talking about this card, so I guess I'll mention it. It's Heraldry Record. I think it's Record. When an effect of your opponent's Xyz monster is activated by detaching its own Xyz materials, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. Everybody's talking about how this is a huge, like, I guess, potential side against dragons. It's not. I'm not really pleased to see people are kind of gearing themselves towards something that's so circumstantial. It just kills Xyz monsters. That's all it kills. And they have to actually activate by detaching. So it falls short to me. It does. I'm not that impressed with it. Again, it's neat, I guess. It's neat. You can do some stuff with it, but I think there's better cards out there that are just more generic. I'd rather negate and then find another way to destroy it. If you want to negate and destroy, you're gonna have to use something like Divine Wrath or something. But I think this card is just too specific to Xyz monsters that have to detach to have any effect. I mean, I guess one could play this. I don't know if Heraldics have any way to search this. I don't know the deck at all. I don't think they do, but if they did, maybe this would be good. But I don't personally see this as a particularly impressive card. But it's worth mentioning because I guess people are talking about it and it's kind of cool. Alright, that's it. Feel free in the comments below to let us know if we missed any cards out of this new set that you like to talk about or you think are cool. Yeah, I guess it's kind of a neat set. I'm not particularly fond of it or thrilled with it, but it's certainly something to take note of, and there's, again, a couple cool cards that are out in it. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Check out Merry Mac Games and Comics, their Facebook page down below. Our Facebook page for Epic Duel Time is also in the description. Be sure to like both of those, and please take part in our Battle Pack 2 box giveaway, courtesy of Merry Mac Games. I have a video link down in the description below if you'd like to take part in that giveaway. We're giving away a full box of Battle Pack 2. That ends July 31st, so there's plenty of time to get involved in that. Very easy to sign up, so please do. And keep dueling, America.